Hi, and welcome to yet another edition of Ask Miss Judes. As always, I trust you're taking good care of yourself and enjoying life as God gives it. Today, in our usual lifestyle focus, we want to look very quickly at a question that has arisen, and it is how to handle life's seasons. We can personalize it and say, how are you handling life seasons? I think this is important because lots of the challenges that we experience is really just life. Life being life. So when I was much younger, I was kind of sickly, and I talked about this in a video. I might link it up here for those of you who missed that. And I found that I was kind of protected, right? So I went through this phase in my life where everyone was looking out for me. And as I grew older and appreciated the impact of how much care was poured into me in that phase, I realized that I am extra sensitive to people who are going through challenges because I have received, I've been on the receiving end. I think I learned how to give to people who desire it. So there are seasons where I am receiving, and there must be seasons where I am prepared to give. There are seasons where I give more than I should, and then I get exhausted and sometimes have to pay the price in ways that are not really very nice. However, the reason I'm sharing today is how to handle life seasons is that there seems to be, I'm going to call it a misconception, where some people think or put out there, and is really very busy in social media, or you have to do this, do that, you're always winning, you're always overcoming. The truth is, life comes with its own challenges. And if you learn to recognize the seasons, then you're more likely to engage with the season to the level that it requires to keep you focused, grounded, and still on this side of life with a joyful spirit. So after my season of youth, so we have seasons where we are studying, and that requires a totally different mindset of how you engage with your academics. Then there's a season of marriage. The things that you could do as a single person, you maybe need to recalibrate and see what else is doable. Then there is a season of childbearing. I've said in one of my videos how I held a meeting with my first son when he was 24 hours old to say, listen, you came and you met me and your father here. You're going to fit into our lives because life is going to be cool. We're not going to play a stressful first-time parent game. And by the grace of God, it worked. I think it was like, I actually had a meeting with him. That's not a joke. So there is a season where your children are young and you support them. There is a season when you're working. There is a season where we begin to age. And it seems like people are having a hard time aging. There is also a season now that I'm experiencing in some relationships around me where couples can grow apart if you're not intentional in maintaining your relationships. I want to call that season that requires extra communication. So I've said previously that when my husband and I got married, in my day, I didn't get married young. Looking at it from that many years ago, I finished university at age 20. There were lots of my friends who finished at 21, 22, and by 23 they were married. I finished at 20. I got my master's at 23. I didn't get married until I was 29. So in the context of that, it was really old. So I was intentional in having the conversation with my husband about how we're going to do life, including the fact that we're not going to go to bed angry. We're going to resolve every issue. Trust me, there were times that was a challenge. But that was a season because I was intentional. There is a season now that I a grandmother, and my relationship with my children and my grandson has to be redefined. You know what I mean? So how do we manage life's seasons? We do so by being present. We do so by being aware that we are changing and our environment is changing. Sometimes our interests change. I pick up new hobbies every day because I want to keep my mind active. There are seasons where your body doesn't allow you to do what you would like to do. You respect your body and you pick yourself up and gradually you get to where you need to get. Rather than sit and say, this is happening and this is going wrong. And no, whinging or complaining is not a way to handle life's any stage of life. It's not a way. That is not to say that you deny that you're going through a difficult time. So I've been known to cry when I'm exhausted, when I just feel like overwhelmed. I cry and I say, God, I don't want to cry about this anymore. And then after crying, I wash my face and I was like, okay, how do I manage this situation? So whatever helps you cope, as long as it's healthy for you. I really want to appeal. There is so much negative energy going on around right now that if you're not careful and not intentional about how you handle life seasons, you could be hijacked emotionally. And that will be to nobody's advantage except the enemy or the manipulator who is going to benefit from that. So you handle life's changes by accepting that something new is happening. We want to get to the bottom of what it is. We want to be respectful and intentional in interrogating that. We want to talk to people who are wise, who have experience, who've been through what we've been through. That's not to say we're going to do it exactly how they did it. We're just going to learn how to engage with surviving a new phase. And I also want to say, different is not always bad. It's just, this is a different phase, and we're going to navigate it, and we're going to get to a better place. If you have a clear mindset, you have a grateful mindset, because like people say, I'm so tired, I'm old. I'm like, not everyone could get old, so be grateful. If you can shift your focus to how does God want me to manage this, and how will I come out as a better person that could be of service to others who would need my experience, you'll be amazed how well prepared you would be to navigate life's challenges, to triumph, and to be a source of encouragement to others. How much the world needs that kind of perspective. I want to encourage you today to share your experiences. Be somebody's champion. Be the one who lifts somebody up. Be the one who helps someone realize that this is only a phase and it will pass. My sister has a saying that says, and it came to pass. It will pass, good or bad. Hopefully we want the good to stay and the bad to pass. So I'm going to trust you that you will like, share, and subscribe. That you will leave your comments, you will share your wealth of experience with our community, so that if there be anyone who is currently going through a difficult time, please know that is only a stage. It will pass. And it's going to get better on the other side, even better if you're prepared for it in a positive attitude. So keep those questions coming. If you'd rather send an email, please do so to askmissjudes@gmail.com. So that's askmzjudz@gmail.com. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you again very soon.